Hey guys, Photoshop Pro Help here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create this cracked old photo effect for your photos. So this effect is really easy and simple, and it's pretty fast to create. So this effect does comprise of a few adjustment layers. Now you will need a texture to inlay into this, and the link is going to be in the description bar for you to go download, so go check that out. And you don't have to go for the same texture I'm going for. I'm going for a cracked texture, so you might want to go and find one of those to suit your image. So if you don't want to go for that, then go for the one I'm giving you. And I'm going to show you the original image I worked with. So this is the original one right here, and all we're going to do from the start is make this black and white. Now to do that, we're going to go and change to the adjustment layers. So bottom right hand side, click the adjustment layer icon, which is the black and white circle. We're going to go and press black and white. We're going to go and hide that now, and we're going to go back down to the adjustment layer, click brightness and contrast. Now if you have a upgraded version of Photoshop, you will see a use legacy button right there. You want to make sure that is clicked on, and then we can play around with the contrast. Now if you don't have an upgraded version of Photoshop, you might not see that. Don't worry about it, just play around with the contrast as it is. So we're just going to go and click that, and we're just going to go and bring this down. We don't want to bring it down too much, we just want to get that faded effect, and then close that. We're going to go and make a new blank layer now. So bottom right hand side, click the new blank layer icon. We want to make sure that we are working with our default colours, so black and white. If you aren't working with the default colours, you can change those by going to the bottom left hand side, clicking the black and white icon right there, and it changes it to the default colours for you. Go to filter, go to render, go to clouds, and we have these lovely clouds, but there's too much white in this, so we're going to go and change that. Press Ctrl and L on your keyboard, or Command and L if you have a Mac, and we get the levels panel come up. We're going to go and change the middle icon to the right. We don't want to change it too much, we just want to make sure that the black is more dominant than the white. Click OK. We're going to go and change the blending mode of this layer, and we're going to go and change that to color dodge. We want to change the opacity to around about 20% for this, so we get the lovely clouds just come through, but not too much to dominate the picture. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and bring in the cracked texture. Now you will have downloaded this, or you will use your own, so I'm just going to go jump over to it. So this is the cracked texture I'm going to be working with. Now we want to make this black and white, so we're not going to use an adjustment layer for this. So we're going to press Ctrl Shift and U, or Command Shift and U if you have a Mac. And we turned it black and white, which we need. But the cracks are black, which we need them white. So we're just going to go and invert the colour. So Ctrl and I on your keyboard, or Command and I if you have a Mac. And we're just going to go and drag and drop this over our image. So I've already made this the same size as my image, so it should just fit in. And from here, what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and change the blending mode to this to vivid light. So change that to vivid light. And we want to bring the opacity to around about 36%, but I'll do that after we've done the next step. So we're just going to go and double click that layer, and we're going to go and play around with this levels right here, which is just underneath the blend if option. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go and take out all this grey right here. We just want the cracks to show through. So we're going to go and notch this black slider up, and we're just going to hold down Alt or Option if you have a Mac on your keyboard, and we're going to go and split that black slider up, and we're just going to go and bring this somewhere around about there, so just where it gets rid of all the stuff that we don't need. So what that does in splitting it up is it gives us a more softer effect instead of a harsh where it takes everything out. So we want it around about there. You can play around with it and click OK. We're going to go and change the opacity because it is too much. We don't want it to overpower the image, so around about 36% for this. So that comes over just nicely, but obviously it's your own taste. You can change the opacity to suit your image. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down to the bottom image, which is the original. So click the original, and all we're going to do from here is go up to filter. We want to make sure that we're going to go to convert for smart filters, so click that and then click OK. Now what this does is we can go back and edit anything that we have applied to this, so it's not changing the original image, so we can go back in and do whatever we need to. So we're just going to go and add some noise to this, so go up to filter, go up to noise, add noise, and we want around about the amount of 10% for this, depending on the size of your image. If you have a massive image, then you want to bring the amount up. The distribution is going to be uniform, and then click OK. So from here we get this lovely noise effect, which old photos do have, and we're just going to go and double click that layer, and we want to make sure that we're going to go and click the inner shadow, so click inner shadow, and we're just going to go and change the distance to 0 and the choke to 0, and we want to bring the size up. We want to make sure the blending mode is going to be color burn, and then play around with the size again, and as you can see it's coming in from the sides, which we like. So I want just around about there. Every image is going to be totally different, so play around with the size to suit your image, and then click OK. Now that's basically it done. You don't need to do any more than that. So that is the cracked old photo effect. Really easy, really simple, and really effective. So go check that out, go and play around with it, see what fantastic effects that you can create, and please go and check out my website, Facebook and Google+. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and that's about it from me today. And please stay tuned, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye for now.